Nightreign is a brutal, fast-paced version of Elden Ring. You pick one of 8 mysterious warriors called Nightfarers and fight through a roguelike nightmare that resets every time you fall. But what if during one reset, something changed? What if one by one, the Nightfarers wake up, not in Limveld, not on the battlefield, but in a bright, quiet island surrounded by the sea? No more rain, no more shadows, just butterflies, flowers, peace, quiet, and a strange raccoon who demanded they pay off a mortgage. Let's reimagine the cast of Nightreign as cozy Animal Crossing villagers, and give each of them a well-deserved break. First up is the Wylder, the lone swordsman with a sixth sense for survival. In Nightreign, he is agile, haunted, and constantly running from death. He is in pursuit of the Night Lord and swore to avenge the night in the name of his massacred tribe. But as a villager, Wylder is now a cranky blue cat who sleeps all day and tends to his moonflower garden at night. His tattered cloak is now a cozy gardening cape, and he lives in a fog-covered part of the island where it's always a little too quiet. He still talks like he's in danger, but now the only threat is overwatering the flowers. The Duchess once led through fear and grace, a priestess cloaked in mystery. In Nightreign, she radiates control and elegance on the battlefield. Now, she's a snooty dog villager who runs a cursed floral boutique. She arranges poisonous plants in glass domes and hosts very formal tea parties where no one is allowed to speak above a whisper. Her fur is always perfect, and despite the mask she wears, her stare is chilling. The Guardian is a knight of the Pinion folk, loyal to the end, even with one broken wing. In Nightreign, he defends, watches, and endures. As a villager, the Guardian becomes a retired protector and apprentice to Blathers at the museum. I envision him as a scholarly type, with a lot of ancient artifacts. His house smells like old paper and pine resin. He lectures on fossils, tells half-true legends to guests, and has a tiny journal labeled Storm Songs. The Ironeye was once an undead archer, bound to silence and precision. In battle, he was swift and merciless. But now, he's a grumpy bird villager who's always doing target practice with his slingshot. He still doesn't talk much, just glares at you. But every once in a while, you'll find a gift from him on your doorstep. After all, he's never missed a shot when popping balloons. The Raider was chaos incarnate, a bull-headed berserker who laughed through every fight. Explosive, reckless, kind of lovable. So of course, I turned him into a cranky bull villager who runs the island gym. It's mostly made up of tree stumps and logs. He teaches axe yoga, whatever that is, and his protein shakes are terrifying. But he'll carry you home if you twist an ankle, so all in all, he's a good guy. The Executor was silent, sword drawn, always watching, a crucible knight with something unspeakable on his soul. Now, he's an ostrich who plays chess, paints by candlelight, and scares children with how quiet he is. He doesn't speak, just tilts his head slowly. His house is symmetrical, spotless, and filled with black and white portraits of himself. The Recluse was a shadow witch who lived alone, communing with magic no one understood. Originally, I planned to make her a chicken, a mother hen, if you will. I felt that was significant to her story, but I also think she looks way cuter as a sheep. She now lives on a mossy hill and makes strange teas with ingredients no one can pronounce. She talks about the moon a lot. Sometimes she floats. No one asks questions. The Revenant was the doll of a noble. Witnessing the death of her owner, she came to life. Broken by time and bound to spirits, she is elegant, terrifying, and weirdly endearing. I reimagined her as a little sheep villager who runs a haunted antique shop. She sells porcelain teacups that refill themselves and chairs that sometimes let out a sigh. She says it's all an act, but she's not fooling anyone. Well, there you have it. That's the full cast. 8 cursed warriors turned soft, spooky neighbors. I like to think that their island is quiet, maybe a little haunted, but peaceful for once. Let me know which Nightfarer you'd want living next to you. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to check out my other video where I turned characters from Elden Ring into cozy Animal Crossing villagers. Thanks for watching. Bye!